Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our series on how to release the thoracolumbar fascia, or TLF for short. We're going to use our Spiderweb, which is our band, at least 2 inches thick. In our first part, we went above the thoracolumbar fascia, which sits right above the low back, and it needs to glide to allow the glutes and the lats to communicate. This time we're going to go below the thoracolumbar fascia, and we're going to go right on the low back, just above the hips. Now, I like to anchor this to the ring, as we talked about last time, because it's easy to adjust tension. You can go off a bar, but that's a one-size-fits-all approach. For this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go around, and we're going to take the bungee, and we're going to bring it all the way down to right above the hips. Now, I need to make sure I hold on to the band because it can slip quite a ways up if I don't hold it there as I go down. Now, all I'm going to do is ride the elevator down. Remember, get a band that's 2 inches thick or it might snap. And go ahead and lay flat on the ground. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to place our feet up on top of the rack. Now, depending how flexible you are in your groin, you might have your heels on the rack, or you might have the backside of your calf on the rack. You get to choose. All we're going to do is we're going to relax. This is going to work just like an inversion table, where the band's going to pull and stretch you. Now, the more restricted you are, the further away your shoulders are going to be from the rack. So, if I'm feeling less restricted, I can scoop myself in where my shoulders are closer to the rack. Now, all I want you to do is hang out here and breathe from your belly. Remember, if you actually go on your skin, it's going to be a little bit more effective, but you can go over a shirt. Now, after we just hang out here for a minute or so, we're going to start doing some butt squeezes, where I squeeze my glutes, I'm going to feel stretch in my groin, and I squeeze my butt up, and I hang out there for about 5 to 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just let everything go and exhale. What should happen is, number one, you're going to feel your glutes warm up. You're going to stretch your groin. You should start to feel that you sink lower to the ground every time. One more time, squeeze your butt up with straight legs. Anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, relax. Now, you can do that as many times as you like. A couple rounds is going to work best. Next, what we're going to do is some internal and external rotation as we extend our hips. So we're going to squeeze our butt up. That's hip extension. Now I'm going to do some internal and external rotation of my hip. So I'm going to internally rotate my left side, externally rotate my left. So we're going to twist, squeeze. I'm going to feel that in the hip flexor. Twist and squeeze. Notice how I'm still up, I'm not sagging. Okay, internally. Now I'm going to do both at the same time. Internal, external. Internal, external. And when you do this, you might notice that it's pretty hard, or you might not have a lot of range of motion. That's okay. We really struggle with range of motion, especially internal rotation, as we're in extension. Okay, so squeeze up. You can do both legs together. You can do one at a time. Spend some time here. Grease the groove. Work on your hip mobility. Next, what we're going to do after we've done a few rounds and just hang and relax is we're going to go to the butterfly. Now, you're going to place the bottom of your feet together, and you're going to do the same thing we just did with the butt squeezes, but this time I'm going to focus on pushing my knees out and away or towards the rack. So I'm going to bridge up, then push your knees out and away, and I'm going to feel a healthy and awesome stretch to the groin, and my butt's going to kick on even more. 5 to 10 seconds again. 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going to relax, bring my knees together, and sag back down. That's why we call this the spider web, because it looks like I'm a bug caught in a spider web. One more time, back up, bridge, push the knees away, push the knees away, push the knees away. You can even grab on. 4, 3, 2, relax. Now, you can do a couple rounds, you can do 10 rounds. Spend as much time as you need on each one of these steps. They're each awesome and have their own benefits. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called the scorpion. So I'm going to cross the bands with one leg. I'm going to repeat that butterfly bridge, but now I'm going to act like I've got a scorpion tail, and I'm going to suction cup my foot to the ground, and I'm going to feel my hamstring, my glute, stretch of that hip flexor again, and then I'm going to pull back up. I like to alternate sides, so one more time, bridge the hips, scorpion your leg to the ground like it's got a magnet, boom, back. About 5 to 8 repetitions each side, and the whole time we're getting awesome work out of the glutes as we actively stretch the hip flexors. Okay, you can spend time, you can do a single leg bridge here, everything's awesome. All right, we're going to return back to the top, and now we're going to do some hip circles, okay? So what I want you to do is bring it around town, bring it back the other direction. This is a little bit funny, it's like we're making mashed potatoes with our hips, but I want you to practice on moving your hips under inversion, okay? Now we're going to do a hip hike, which is where I keep my legs locked and loaded. I'm going to use my quadriceps or QLs to hike my hip up, relax, hike the hip back down. What you don't want to do is rotate, so I don't want to rotate here. Keep everything facing forward, hike up, and it's just a baby movement, hike. Okay? Hike, hike, back in the center, and really just move and groove those hips. You've got the moves like Jagger. All right, we're going to pull our feet down to the ground, and now we're going to do a cross shear against the TLF, which is cross fiber. I'm going to grab onto these bands and I'm going to milk the cow or give myself a little back scratch here. And what we're doing is we're creating a shearing force across the TLF. This should feel really good, especially if you're on the skin and not a t-shirt. Don't give yourself a rug burn, but just move that fascia and tissue. Okay, I can turn to the side. Be creative. There's no set rules in here. It's going to make you feel awesome no matter what you do. All I'm going to do next is I'm going to roll to the outside, grab the rack, pull myself up, and boom, guys. You're going to feel so amazing. Your glutes are going to be kicking butt. That TLF is going to be gliding, and you are ready to squat, deadlift, run, jump, whatever it might be. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is one of my favorite mobility sequences ever. So if you have any questions about that or how to do it, just go ahead and comment below. If this was helpful, click that thumbs up button. If you'd like to, share this with a friend or a family member, and I will see you guys in the next video.